Good morning, all of you. So, last day we learned how the state government works and whose responsibility regarding the situation of the particular issues and who is MLA, is an MLA, okay, what is happening in the Patalpuram, what is the problem serious, why is this problem serious. So, maybe some causes will be there, and we learn about the constituencies. Here, the reference given about the state of Himachal Pradesh, okay, and same condition in our Uttarakhand also. Only two seats we have more than the, you can say, in Himachal Pradesh we have 70 seats plus one seat is reserved. We are not called reserved. Okay, one seat is nominated from the Anglo-Indian communities representative. So we have 71 member of parliament. Member of legislative assembly, and 5 member of parliament we can choose from our states. Okay, so we learn about the constituencies, we learn majority and some more word constituencies. Okay, just like majority, opposition, leader of opposition we can say. Okay, I will show you some pictures also today also. So you can see easily the numbers 21 2 3 1, that is the constituencies. Okay, so how many constituencies? Here is 68. Same in our Uttarakhand too. Okay, it is the this one. So in we talk about at first the Pithoragarh. So Pithoragarh seat, when we talk about the MLA, so we have 4 MLAs. How many? 4. Okay, one is Dharchula seat, okay, then DD Hart seat, then Pithoragarh local, here you can see, okay, Pithoragarh city 1, and one more seat, that is Gangoli Hart seat. So we have 4 seats related to the member of legislative assembly. Earlier it was 5, okay, but nowadays we have only 4 seats. So along the whole Uttarakhand we have 70 seats. Okay, how many district we have? 13 district we have. Okay, and 70 plus 1 we have MLA. 70 plus 1 related to Anglo-Indian community. Okay, simply the representation given to the some Britishers who stay India, yeah, some Europeans, yeah, whatever the after the independence, some are stay here, and they are now the citizen of India and they follow the Indian constitution. So that's why we gave the representation from them. Okay, where they are lived, especially in the Dehradun and Haridwar region, that one. Okay, so now we learn opposition leader. We know about that one. Okay, and leader of opposition. Now the debate in the legislative assemblies. So you already, if you daily you listening the news, yeah, you watching the TV and you read the newspaper, so such type of the activities you can easily find out there. Means government took some steps and leader of opposition opposed them, and some leader walk out the you can say the parliament also, yeah, the Vidhan Sabha. They not listening which type of the amendment given by the government. Okay, so easily a bill was not passed there, yeah, they will be passed there. घर में भी अगर कोई ऐसा इशू होता है तो उस पर बातचीत होती है, सभी की राय ली जाती है, ये आपने देखा होगा. So you can truly say that we are not taking any decision for one side. We are saying if all are agree with this decision. If you are not agree, so we can discuss about them and we can find out the solution. Okay, so after Afrin, Sujata and many other students from their schools traveled to the state capital to visit the Legislative Assembly, which was housed in the impressive building, very impressive building. I will show. I was showed that one earlier also. The children were excited. After security checks, they were taken upstairs. There were a gallery from the where they could see the large hall below. There were rows in the rows of the desk, so you can easily see like this picture. Okay, so it's not possible to visit any Vidhan Sabha here. Okay, so because our Vidhan Sabha in Dehradun, and it's not possible, but in Delhi and within the student of Dehradun's schools, they are visited there and they can interestingly they learn about that one. But if you are see such type of the activity, such type of the little bit how they work and which type of the accommodations they have, yeah, which type of the infrastructures they have, you can easily understand that one. Okay, so I will try to show you. Just like here is the chair of speaker, and then all the member of house, they can sitting there just like here. Okay, they are around. Okay, so one side is specially reserved for the leader of opposition and one side is for leader of ruling party, you can say, yeah, ruling party. Okay, so now the discussions started for the particular bill, yeah, particular problems issued by, you can say, the particular area, yeah, constituency, they have faced the water problem, roads, and the problem of hospitals, and problem of some sanitations, yeah, whatever we can say. So different constituencies, different MLAs, they have their own questions, and they ask regarding ministers and that particular ministers what they are doing and how the problem will be solved. Okay, so this assembly was going to have a debate on the current problems. During the times, MLA can express their opinion and ask a question related to the issue or give suggestion, and about that would be done by the government. So they are giving suggestion to also. ओके, सरकार क्या कर रही है, और अगर हम सरकार में होते तो शायद इससे बेटर कर सकते थे. तो मैंने दिल्ली का आपको एग्जांपल दिया था, जैसे कि दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट में क्या होता है कि दे हैव ओनली इन प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट दे हैव 67 member of legislative assembly MLA from the Aam Aadmi Party and only 3 for the BJP. Total is 70. So 67 and 3, that is the ratio is not matched. So if they giving any suggestion, they not mention that one. Okay, and they doing their own you can say decisions, but the decisions will be for everyone's equal. Okay, it means not you have a opportunity, you have the majority and you can doing dictatorship, या you are doing your own मनमर्जी कर सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है. ठीक है, यानी कि आप उन्हीं लोगों से, आप जिनके लिए प्लान बना रहे हो उनके ऊपर ये चीज़ें थोप नहीं सकते हो. ठीक है, समटाइम्स दे विल थिंक अबाउट दैट वन, द गवर्नमेंट इज डूइंग सच as a pressure wise, but it will be the consequences we can see easily if we are not pass that one bill. Okay, so those who wish to can respond this. The minister then reply to the questions and try to ensure the assembly that adequate steps are being taken. So some are very truly, we can say very honestly, they are opposing them also and they are in favor of them. If the government taken such type of the steps who are very good for the everyone, so the opposition leader also agree with them. Okay, so that's then the bill was passed. Okay, and after the bill passed and after the sign of the governor, it will be called act. Okay, so the chief minister and other minister have to take. So chief minister also the part of that particular one. Okay, and how the chief minister was appointed, that is also a process. Majority leaders, they can decide, just like our monitor will be Mr. dash dash dash. Okay, so the majority what is the majority saying? The totally the here is the funda. Yeah, you can say here is the work depend on the majority. Okay, so we usually hear about them or see them in the new channels on in the papers. However, whatever decisions are being taken over to the approved by the members of the legislative assembly. In a democracy, these members can ask any question. Okay, debates on important issues, decide where money should be spent extra. They have the main authority. They have the authority. So suppose if I give the example of the Rafale, so Rahul Gandhi and their party, you can say the Indian National Congress not favored for the purchasing of Rafale. Yeah, they can say some scams from that side because we deal 560 crore and for per 560 crore rupees per plane, and you are buying 1560 rupees. So what is the behind that one, the price rise, why, and what is the scam behind them? Such type of the allegation they can टाइम टू टाइम दे कैन टेकन अवे, या वो उस पर आरोप लगाते रहते हैं ऐसी चीज़ें क्यों हुई क्या हुई। ये इनका काम है, अपोजिशन का काम है वो सब चीज़ें करते रहना और उसकी सफाई देना। उस पर अगर बात ज़्यादा आगे बढ़ गई तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट उस पर अपनी राय दे सकता है या वहाँ तक बात पहुँच सकती है। तो ऐसा होता रहता है, ठीक है। और वो अगर वो पैसे का हेर फेर है, अगर हम बात करें कि इससे पहले जो प्रीवियस गवर्नमेंट्स, यूपीए गवर्नमेंट्स पर भी इसी तरह के आरोप लगे और स्कैम सामने आया तो लोगों ने उनको वोट नहीं किया। मेजोरिटी किसको मिली? बीजेपी को मिली। ओके, सो नाउ एमएलए फर्स्ट। सो वी हैव सम एमएलए या हु रिलेटेड इन द यू कैन से here you can say number 1, number 2, giving the number of. So we have the number 1 opposition leader, we can say the leader of in my constituency of the Akhand Gaon. During the last 3 weeks there were the 15 deaths because of the diarrhea, and I think to it is the same, that is the government has been able to check the situation of the simple problems like diarrhea while the proclaiming itself to be a champion of the technology. I would call the attention in the minister in the charge of the health to take immediate measures to control the situation. So direct question for the health ministers. It will be same. Okay, if you ask the questions, so your first turn, you can address at first the speaker. Who is the speaker here? Just like I show you. Okay, he is the speaker and one more is the deputy speaker. Okay, so in Uttarakhand government we have Prem Chandra Agrawal. So last day also I show you that particular, they all are the members. Okay, Prem Chandra Agrawal, yes, he is the Vidhan Sabha Adhyaksha, speaker you can say. Okay, now we have some opposition leader too, just like Mr. Harish Dhami, the Congress MLA, represented the Congress. Okay, and former Chief Minister we have also Mr. Harish Rawat sir. Okay, very experienced holder in the politics. And here is Satpal Maharaj and Dhan Singh Rawat. They both are the part of the cabinet. Okay, so now, and you familiar with him. Okay, now the face of the Uttarakhand you can say. And now what's going on? So question MLA number 2. My question is, why are the government hospital in such a bad situation? It is a very current issue you can say. Why is the government not appointing proper doctors and other medical staff in the district? I would also like to know how the government plans to deal with the situation. So which is the affecting a large number of people and is the also spreading these is an epidemic. This is an epidemic. Okay, not a pandemic. So डायरिया वहाँ फैला हुआ है, तो इसलिए वो सरकार से सीधे सवाल करें कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ है, मुझे जवाब दीजिए आप इस चीज़ का, मेरे एरिया में ऐसी कुछ सिचुएशन आई है. सो 1, 2 दे ऑल आर द leader of opposition. Okay, now MLA number 3. So they also ask, my constituency of the Toll party to has a serious shortage of water. Women travel to 3 to 4 kilometers to collect water. How many tankers have been put into the service to supply water? How many wells and ponds have been cleaned and disinfected? Okay, direct question for the water minister or health minister. Now MLA number 4 we have, they all are in the leader of opposition, we can say MLA number 4 here. So now he addressing now. I think my colleagues are exaggerating the problems, बड़ा चढ़ाकर बता रहे हैं, ठीक है. The government has taken steps to control the situation. Water tankers have been put into the service. ORS packets are being distributed. The government are doing everything possible to help to people. So it's ये उनका एक क्या है स्टेटमेंट है कि हम तो अपना काम अच्छा कर रहे हैं, आप ही लोग ज़्यादा एग्रेसिव हो रहे हैं, पता नहीं कि आपने इन्फॉर्मेशन कहाँ से ली है, वाई आर यू गिविंग एंड वाई यू आर एक्साइटिंग अबाउट दैट वन, एंड the fact and you can say points are not good and we are doing our best. Okay, so the short answer given by the health minister. Now MLA number 5, we have very poor facility in our hospitals. Our hospitals do not have a doctor and no medical staff has been appointed for the last few years. In another hospital, the doctor has gone on the long leave. This is a shame. I think the situation is going from bad to worse. How are we going to ensure that ORS packets reach all family in the affected areas? How we can say who will be the monitor that one? Okay, if you say all are the doctors have this, we have the sufficient staff, but some doctors are in the leave and they are not doing their own duty. So how we can say it's a very shameful situation for our states. MLA number 6, the opposition members are unnecessarily blaming the government. The previous government did not pay any attention to the sanitation. We have taken up a drive to clear the garbage that has been lying around for years. So the answer, and they blaming the previous government. We are doing our best, but you are not doing that one. So that's why what I should do now. Okay, whatever we have done, it's going on well. Okay, now in the clearly section of you read about debate in the legislative assembly. The members were debating the action taken or the not taken by the government. This is because of the MLA. तो ये सब किस पर होता है, एमएलए की अपनी क्या होती है बातें होती हैं, और कई बार फिर वो क्या होता है बहुत सारा टाइम इसी पर वेस्ट हो चुका होता है बेटा, ठीक है, और जो एक्चुअल डिसीजन निकलना चाहिए वो नहीं निकलता है, ठीक. वर्किंग द ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट नाउ, द हाउ द गवर्नमेंट इज वर्क. ओके, the legislature assembly not only place where the opinions are expressed but about the work of the government and action of the demanded. You will find out newspaper, TV channels and other organizations regularly talking about the government. In the democracy there are various ways through which people express their views and also take action. Let me took and one such way. Okay, how they address and how they communicate us, we can say. Soon after the discussion on the assembly, there was the press conference. Okay, I will show you a little bit. Okay, which type of the press conference? Okay, no need. Okay, maybe the leader of a ruling party, Mr. Pushkar Dhami. If the answer is if the related department for the Mr. Pushkar Dhami will be there, so they can address and they can call the press conference and the journalists they giving the answer of that one. We are doing our best. Okay, so we have a plan to what we have done and we are working from them. Okay, so press conference, you all know about the fourth pillar of democracy is called what one? Press conference. Yeah, we can say press. Okay, not press conference, that is called press. Organized by the health minister, large numbers of the people from the different news was present. The minister and some government officials were also present. The minister explained the steps the government had taken. Reports asked many questions in this meeting. These discussions were then reported in a different newspaper. The following page has only the such report. During the next week, the chief minister and the minister to health visited the Patalpuram district. They want to visit the families who had lost their relatives and who also visited people in the hospitals. The government announced the compensation for these families. The chief minister also said that he thought the problem was not only one of the sanitation but also a lack of clean drinking water. So the problem is now raised day by day, and then the chief minister was going there and they decided to check how the situation rose about that. Okay, and they can suggest people's now we are doing our best, what's going on in this particular area, and जो हुआ उसके लिए वो दुखी हैं, उनको कंपनसेशन दिया जाएगा जो भी जिनकी फैमिली से डेथ हुई है, ठीक है. सो एज यू शो अबव द पीपल इन द पावर लाइक द चीफ मिनिस्टर एंड द मिनिस्टर हैव टू टेक एक्शन. They do so various department like the public works department, the agriculture department, the health department, the education department, and so on. They also have to answer questions that are asked in the legislative assembly and convince people asking the questions that proper steps are being taken. At the same time, newspapers and the media widely discuss the issue and the government had to respond, for example, by holding the press conference. Okay, so government smells the garbage means it is a part of द न्यूज़पेपर मीन्स अब वहाँ तक भी उसकी बात पहुँच चुकी है. चीफ मिनिस्टर प्रॉमिस फंड्स फॉर द वर्क. चीफ मिनिस्टर ने वादा किया कि उसके लिए वो करेंगे, ठीक है. शहर में सफाई नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. तो ये सब बातें जब तक सामने नहीं आती, नाउ इज द टाइम ऑफ सोशल मीडिया, स्मॉल स्मॉल वीडियो दे कैन मेड एंड दे कैन इशूड या दे कैन रेज द प्रॉब्लम्स and the problem sort out after some time. Okay, it's a take two time because it's an administration problem. Yeah, you can say it's not easy to, it's not a one hand. In democracy we have to plan, we have to our future projects, but it's not easy to take out. Okay, it's okay, you can pass that one. Okay, so it will be take time, and finally the time will yeah, you can say the plan was passed, yeah, the act was passed, and the rest of the history now. Okay, the government can also decide to make new laws for the state regarding the sanitation and health facility. For example, it make it compulsory for the municipal corporation to ensure that there are adequate toilets in every urban areas. Okay, so giving to the right, which one, किसको दिया, म्यूनसिपल कॉरपोरेशन के को दे दिया कि वहाँ पर क्या होने चाहिए, शौचालय होने चाहिए सभी के लिए, सैनिटेशन प्रॉब्लम ताकि ना हो. यही बात में आपने शायद तो अक्टूबर 2015 को एक लाल किले से घोषणा की. किसने की, नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी ने आपके, ठीक है. प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैव प्रोक्लेमेशन अबाउट द वी शुड remove the all the such type of the stereotypes, and we started the fully sanitation program for and reduce the problem, that one. Okay, so nowadays you can say I'm not sure about the 100% we have the sanitation problem reduced nowadays, but almost we can say in urban areas and rural areas also the peoples have their own sanitation. Yeah, they can doing that one work is doing day by day in the very fast way. This act of the making law in the certain issue to the various government departments in the implemented these laws for the entire country were made in the parliament. Okay, not for state. Okay, parliament will be pass the law for whole you can say whole state country for India. But in Vidhan Sabha they can make their own states problems. They have their own problem, they have their own issue, and they can pass the act of their particular way. Just like in the previous day, 11th July, they passed the act, which one, Yogi Adityanath government passed the census, yeah, you can say the population two child policy for every person. If you have a two child, you can arrange you can get the government job easily. If you have two and three more, yeah, 3 to 4, you have not eligible for the government. Such type of the act also passed. In democracy, in the people who elect their representatives as a member of the legislative assembly, and thus it is the people who have the main authority. The ruling party members then form of the government, and some members are appointed ministers. These ministers are in the charge of various departments of the government, such as the health in the above example. Whatever work is done by the departments to be approved by the members of the legislative assembly. Okay, so now it's activity you for your side. So you can do a wallpaper in the interesting activity through which results can be done by the particular topics of interest. The following photographs explain the different aspects involved in the creating a wallpaper in the classroom. So you can make easily, okay, just like dengue. Okay, they can explain that one, how the government work and which type of the dengue is spread there.